my Harden stuff is well documented, and I feel good about that position. If anybody watched the Celtics series, I know he hit 2 game winners. We all get accused of being biased about everything, and I think I'm pretty good with it. I think I'm pretty good. Like, I can admit there's some places in my body I still need to work on.
I'm fucking biased.
Right. But
I'm biased towards the Patriots.
And okay, but that makes way more sense because you're part of the family. I did not play for the Warriors. So of all the bias I get accused of all the time, most of it, if I see it, I'll be like, that's total bullshit. So I go, I'm just going to 180 on all this. I'm just going to tell the Rockets and their fan base from the jump. I open that podcast being like, I can't stand the Rockets and I root against you all the time.
I love that
there
move.
You go. And they also had done something where they went back and did their own private study on the officiating after the fact. That was in 2018. And then they released their own study as impartial and then leaked it to members of the media to then get it all out there. And I was like, this is the kind of stuff with you guys, like, whatever.
I mean, we want to talk about officiating. We had
was everyone against you?
I don't know, but we what game did we do?
We did the
with Bibby,
the 0-2.
Oh yeah,
the rigged one.
That was literally
Kings
that
Lakers.
was for real. Officiating was fucking awful. I remember that as a kid.
I remember watching that game, and that was because my big thing with like all the conspiracies is like, okay, then what do you think would happen in sports if there weren't all these pre-planned things? Like, what would the outcomes be? Like, what would happen?
I think that's why people fall in love with it. It's because it's not scripted.
That's my point. I agree with you, and that's why I just don't buy into any of this.
Is it scripted?
And by the way,
it's such a thing now. Everyone talks about it.
Because it isn't. First of all, let's just start there.
Can't be scripted.
Okay? Eventually, someone would crack and talk to 60 Minutes. It's too good. It's too good. There's too many moving pieces that go around. And by the way, when I watch like a lot of these, no offense to younger kids on Instagram, you have this account and it's like awesome. You have internet at your house, but you sit there and you throw out these videos and then you edit it and narrate it in a way where it's like everyone wants to believe everything's like way more fucked than it is. And sometimes I feel naive or I'm not asking enough questions. But when it comes to sports, I'm going to put all the other stuff because I don't know. I don't know enough about the other stuff.
I believe in people.
But in sports, it's coping, man. It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
I just dropped some knowledge.
That was good knowledge. That was a good bit right there.
No, I can just see you're stunned.
You're a pretty smart fella.
Only on this topic.
Only on this. Jack, why don't you set the stage for the Houston Rockets?
I will.
Jackie?
Sorry, I went down a rabbit hole over here on the 2018 Game 7 internal audit, which is just it's so absurd.
It's absurd because if you really dig into that audit, they were like, oh, this call cost us 1.8 points. And then I was reading through it, and I was like freaked out about it because I was so fucking mad, which led to that open. I started like tracking their audit to the in-game stuff with a program I have, and I'm like, you guys just like rounded up on everything in your favor. It's fucking absurd. And they leaked it. They're the ones that did it. Then they fucking leaked it. And I look, that was 5 years ago, and I'm still mad about it. So keep it moving.
It's insane. 81 instances of 81 calls or non-calls that resulted in 18.6 points taken off the Rockets.
By the way, they never point out the absurdity of like, there also could have been some missed calls for them.
It's just, that move is just so wild.
Who did this? The
Rockets. Yeah, the Rockets did it. And let me just tell you that the league, I don't think, was thrilled.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
And I know who they gave the reports to because I worked with the people. And then they were like, oh, us? Like, you wanted it out. And the fucking series was over. Don't miss 27 threes in a row.
We all remember that one.
In a row, and then come out with this stuff. So that's what was the genesis of that rant. Where, look, Daryl Morey, I've known him longer. We're not tight, obviously, you can probably tell, but I've known him longer than any other guy that has a front office job. He was in Boston. He couldn't have been cooler to me. We got along, and there was no like thing. I'm sure he didn't love some of this content, but he shouldn't love it. Like, this is like, I admire the guys that are doing this every day, working every hard, fucking competing, having a goal, everybody trying to row. And I love sports for that reason. Sometimes I think I'm wasting my fucking time because it's like, you're not on any of these teams. You just watch them all. So anyway, the point is even with all that, I was so pissed off. This is kind of where the whole Harden, like it all got ramped up after this stuff. That was the 18 series. Little origin story for you in case you can't see
the stories. You got some good ones.
I love that.